Welcome to Somnium Stories, where we serenade you to sleep on your bed or couch, or for those of you by a campfire or driving along the highway on a long journey. We tantalize the mind with real life or fictional stories, and we invite you to listen to the end and comment below if you think this story is real or fiction. On the next video, we'll reveal whether the story of the previous episode was real or fictional, as well as the identities of the major protagonists in the story. Now sit back and enjoy the serenade. In an age where the streets and alleyways were brushed by the soft and modest flames of gaslit lamps, where shadows danced with whispers and cobblestones bore the weight of secrets, they stalked a figure shrouded in darkness. A menace soon to change the peace and serenity that comes with the silence of the night. A phantom of terror whose name yet unknown sent shivers down the spine of the inhabitants of this historic metropolis. For those that made a living under the cloak of darkness, and for those whose pleasures are brought to life behind the shroud of darkness, life as it used to be would soon change and give birth to terrors and whispers of a gruesome nature, never knowing whose end would be met on the dark, ghastly alleyways. Born from the depths of obscurity, this figure emerged from the fog as a spectre of the night. His, her, or its identity, cloaked in mystery, their motives obscured by the veil of the unknown. Some whispered that it may have been a gentleman by day, donning the mask of civility to hide his savage desires. Others speculated that it was a fiend from the depths of the underworld, a creature of darkness given form. This creature, man whose gruesome exploits were first discovered when the first victim was found, the body mutilated beyond recognition, their screams echoing and bellowing for however brief a moment, through a silent streets like a haunting lament of anguish and despair. To those that bore witness to the savagery about to be unveiled, they would present the following account. The narrow alleyway was cloaked in an eerie silence, broken only by the occasional drip of water, echoing off the damp walls. A thick fog enveloped the cobbled streets, veiling the grotesque tableau that awaited their arrival. The gas lamps cast flickering shadows, distorting the already twisted reality of the neighborhood's dark underbelly. Approaching cautiously, their senses were assaulted by a sickening stench, a putrid amalgamation of decay and despair that permeated the air. The dim light revealed the outline of the figure sprawled upon the cold, unforgiving ground, a macabre puppet in the hands of an unseen malevolence. Drawing closer, the full horror of the scene emerged. The victim lay contorted, their pale flesh illuminated by the sickly glow of the moon. The lifeblood pooled around the body, staining the cobblestones with deep crimson hue. The once vibrant fabric of their attire, now torn and tattered, a testament to the violence inflicted. But it was the savagery of the wounds that truly chilled their souls. Jagged slashes marred their features, a grotesque mockery of humanity's fragility. The stench of death hung heavy in the air, a palpable presence that seemed to seep into their very bones. Every detail spoke of a frenzied brutality, a madness that defied comprehension. It was as if their very essence of evil had descended upon the forsaken alley, leaving behind naught but death and despair in its wake. As they surveyed the scene, a sense of dread washed over them, primal instinct warning of unseen dangers lurking in the shadows. For in that moment they knew that they stood in the precipice of darkness that threatened to consume them all. One by one, they fell prey to this demon's hunger and bloodlust, each murder more gruesome than the last, each crime scene a macabre tableau of horror. The city trembled in fear as this shadow prowled the foggy, gas-lit streets, his, her, or its presence a constant menace, their identity a riddle that defied solution. The police hunted tirelessly, but they remained elusive, slipping through their grasp like smoke through fingers. But amidst the terror and chaos, there emerged a glimmer of light, and the hope that this evil may at some point be curtailed. A light in the darkness, as they say. A young man with a keen eye and a fascination with the riddle of this mystery dedicated himself to the pursuit of this creature, determined to unravel the mystery that had gripped the city in its terror. As the body count rose and the streets ran red with blood, the young man delved into the seedy underbelly and of the city, following a trail of clues that led him ever closer to the truth. With each step, he felt the weight of the city's fear pressing down upon him, driving him forward even as it threatened to consume him whole. Finally, after a prolonged time of relentless pursuit, a young man stood face to face with his personification of dread, the embodiment of evil incarnate. In that moment, time seemed to stand still, as the two stared in each other's eyes, locked in a deadly game of cat and mouse. Not that the party being pursued was a mouse by any stretch of the imagination. But they were not so easily caught. With a sadistic, cackling laugh that chilled the young man to the bone, they simply vanished into the night, leaving behind nothing but shadows and whispers and the stench of their deeds. And so this creature's legend lost to the mists of time, their legacy a grim reminder of the extent of the appetites of men and where they may reach. But in the heart of every city dweller, more so those that resided in its underbelly, the memory of those fateful nights lingered on, a reminder that it may all return in a moment's notice. The end. If you think you have an idea if this story is real or fictional, comment down below, like and subscribe, so you can find out the answer on our next episode of Somnium Stories.